Boom, and we are live.
We in there.
Happy
Hump Day.
Hump Day. Is it Wednesday?
Wednesday
Oh
already.
my God. Happy Hump Day, everyone. Welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 93.
93.
93. I am
90.
King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. And we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community every day, Monday through Friday, around 10-ish.
All right, so for the free Bitcoin yesterday, we still didn't have any names for the chat box.
Yeah.
So if you can give it to us during the show, that'd be great. We'll look at some of the ones during the show. Again, we are not looking for an entire show name, people. We're just looking for a name for the chat box. So
we had some good ones though.
Yeah, we did have some
I will
good ones.
say, but we're trying to get something that sticks. I would say the Warriors one, and there's a couple other ones. I don't know if you all want to be called blockheads or what, but there was a few good ones in there. But yeah, something for the chat box, catchy that we can go with that and maybe get some merch going and whatnot. So and I know people sent a few, but yeah, just keep sending them because we'll discuss more later. But whatever sticks, we'll present on the show. Hey, Michael, Christian, thanks for joining us today.
All right. So top stories. There's a ton of stuff going on. This construction in the background is like distracting me, but we're gonna stay focused. All right. Today, top story: U.S. government claims Bitcoin Cash is the original Bitcoin. We saw that story floating around. I don't want to misrepresent either on one of the main two, Cointelegraph or CoinDesk.
Real Bitcoin. Yeah.
However, with that story, one thing to note is that it was just a draft. The story came out like it was in concrete. It was just a draft, but still, the fact that the U.S. government had a draft come out that labeled Bcash as the original Bitcoin, the reasoning behind it was ludicrous.
Hilarious.
I don't know. What do you think?
It was hilarious to me because it just shows you the amount of insight they actually have. I don't think anybody in their right mind thinks Bcash is the real Bitcoin because, like I said, it's not the longest chain. It doesn't have Satoshi's true vision, like whatever they're trying to do, peer-to-peer cash. Because at this point, it's something that was, it was forced, man. Like it wasn't, like Bitcoin just came out, people accepted it, went with it. Bcash was just kind of a grab. So of course it's not the real one, but as you can see, the incompetence goes all the way to the top.
Right. It was looks like it was a document titled Blockchain Technology Overview from the National Institute of Standards and Technology under the U.S. Department of Commerce with authors Dylan Yaga, Peter Mill, Nick Roby, and Karen Scarfone. You got to do your homework. You got to do your homework, people. But again, this is what we have in government. This is what we have at some of these departments. Yeah. And it is to the point where, where we start talking about all these conspiracy theories sometimes. I honestly think sometimes it isn't a conspiracy theory because a lot of these people just don't know what they're doing. Yeah. They're just not educated. They just don't know what they're doing.
Or they're doing it on purpose.
Like I
said, there's a lot of people who know how to play the game while it's still fresh because this won't work a few years from now, putting out stuff that's incorrect. People are going to kill you after a while. Like, they're going to be like, hey, online, they don't know what they're talking about, whatever. So, yeah, this won't work after a while, but it's still kind of fresh to some people. So they can slip up and say, oh, sorry, whatever.
Everybody's asking about your hoodie. They said, where's your hoodie today?
Oh, I left it in the closet.
You want to catch you off guard.
Wanted to show off my Bitcoin shirt.
Here we go.
Nah.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, this is something we kind of knew to expect with the whole Bcash team. They have a lot of money behind them. As one commenter on the article, BJ put it, it was a perfect comment. He said, Bcash, supported by the U.S. government, mainstream news outlets, Alibaba Group, a man who claims to be Satoshi, and offered blatantly fake evidence, and Mt. Gox supporter Roger Ver. Yeah. So that is the crowd that supports Bcash, in the open publicly, and that says a lot. That definitely says a lot. So I don't know. Let's see what's the comments.
And I mean, these people, they represent groups, and the thing is, but you got to look at the people. They're still people. So I mean, when you look at these coins, you look at some of these, like somebody said that represent the U.S. or represent the SEC. These are a group of people. They're just people. So it's not like it's some imaginary thing out there. They're still people. They don't know what they're talking about sometimes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because, again, these are the people, a lot of the mainstream people who don't look at the internet channels or don't look at, even some people don't watch the CNBCs and stuff. They believe that whatever the government tells them is the right thing to do and they're going to march forward and do it. So that's the problem with that. But other news coming out, what's going on with SBI Asia? I know we covered SBI a couple of times. What's going on with that?
As you may have seen, Ripple, if you need some good news about Ripple, because
there you go.
We get asked about it all the time, here's some good news for you.
Yep. I know a lot of y'all,
not going to say it's
a lot of y'all caught the top.
Yeah. I know a lot of people lost half their money buying at $3, but if you need some good news, they partnered with SBI Asia back in March, I believe. But I believe, going forward, that they have tried to get more banks on board, which they have done recently. They have a partnership where SBI, they started their virtual currency today, actually, and their exchange will only list Ripple right now because they can change in the future. So good news for them, because it means that somebody's using it, not really regular people, but banks that are associated with SBI are using it. So SBI has over 4 million brokerage accounts. SBI Asia maybe has a little bit less, but yeah, that's basically the gist of what's happening with Ripple. So you may see some growth from that, but like we've always said, Ripple hasn't really been for the people. Has some problems with centralization, but if you want to invest in it at this time, this is some good news. So shout out to them, I guess.
I mean, hey, definitely, like you said, if you bought the top, you didn't sell, good, hold on to it.
Yeah.
One thing we did hit on many times, that Ripple can make you money in the next 2 to 3 years. It's going to make money. Eventually, I think it will bottom out once people realize there isn't a point of having it, like at all. But in the short term, I think they picked a very niche market. They say, hey, we want institutions, we want bankers, we want these high level, people with a lot of money, the big whales, and we're going to cater to them. I think that's a great deal, because with that, doing it that way, you won't have an issue scaling, more or less likely, because you can just kind of copy off. Right, you got the infrastructure, you can copy off with Bitcoin or whatever other bigger crypto is going to do. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, next 2 or 3 years is good money, but after that, I think people will finally question, like, why are we using Ripple when everything else works just as fast and it's just as secure? So we'll see.
And somebody asked about Stellar. Same guy who made Ripple made Stellar. So whenever Ripple goes up, Stellar goes
Stellar's
up.
Coming
Usually
up a day
follows
later.
it. Yeah. So that correlation is based off of that, not necessarily the tech behind it. But remember, do your own research. And the advice we give here is only for you to go out and do it yourself. So
right,
yeah.
Speaking of all the new research and stuff coming out and technology, Intel's Hyperledger blockchain Sawtooth is ready for business. What is up with these names? I love the names in space. It's like we are literally creating
Casper.
Action movie or something. Hyperledger Sawtooth is ready for business. What does this mean to people who have no clue with that? I mean, that language.
Well, some people have seen the Intel commercials where they start talking about blockchain technology.
IBM just had one too.
I remember seeing. I was like,
did
they just say the word blockchain?
They said the word blockchain.
We gotta rewind it. Yeah, but they have put out that they are ready for production, and some of the companies they're working with are Red Hat, and they have the enterprise blockchain that they're using. I believe Amazon and T-Mobile are actually trying to integrate it into their business. So the partnerships we see from a tech standpoint means that they're going into blockchain. They're starting to think, people have said it before, blockchain, not Bitcoin, even though we disagree.
Right. Or now they're saying distributed ledger technology.
Distributed ledger technology. Yeah, exactly. So if you see these buzzwords, all that basically means is they took the technology behind Bitcoin, they applied it to other industries so that it can be more efficient and faster, because when you can actually real time see it happen and actually, verify it without, a third party, that cuts a lot of costs, and that allows you to move your supply of whatever you use quicker. So that's what Intel's working on now. And centralized blockchains, we told you they were coming. They were already.
Bloomberg said they already have one. Yeah, they came out and said, we have a blockchain already.
Yeah, exactly. So
we just run it.
So honestly, if you have Bitcoin, which is great, but you understand the blockchain technology, going forward, companies are going to have centralized blockchain. Somebody said having a blockchain certification may be good. Yeah, because that is an industry that is very new. There aren't a lot of people who know what they're doing. So outside of, the coins or whatnot, just as a job, you may have a kid that doesn't know what he wants to do when he grows up, or you want to develop. Blockchain is the way that we see it going with, partnerships like this. So
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Again, it goes kind of back to the end user too. It's one of those things where we always say, read the white paper. After you read the white paper, go ahead and download a Bit wallet. You and grab a friend, download a Bit wallet. Go ahead and transfer like $20 of Bitcoin on there and do the transaction.
Yeah.
And once you see the technology work, you understand that you literally don't need all these third parties. You don't need the Ripples, the Hyperledger, Sawtooths. And that's not just for us as the end user. That's also for the institutions and the corporations. They don't need any of these either. This is kind of funny that they're paying these contracts out already, and they're pushing the money up front to get some of this tech rolled out. But the bottom line is that the technology is here, people. It works. It's decentralized. The tech is here, so everything they're doing is literally, as Bitcoin, as they said, a copycat of Bitcoin and the original blockchain, the technology that came out. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. Antonio just asked, what's the name of the chat? We don't have a name yet, Antonio.
Still looking.
We're still looking for a name. As a matter of fact, I mean, as we go through, if you throw out some names and we see it, something may stick. So on Facebook as well, we're trying to find a name for our chat box. So yeah, throw some names out as we go along, and we may see something that sticks. But yeah.
All right. Next up, Bitfury enters Bitcoin crime-fighting business. I can't remember. It was on some website. I saw the link to it. But launched today, a number of tools collectively identified as Crystal. There we go. Another key. Great word. Crystals is out. Sawtooth is out. Hyperledger.
Yeah, no.
But tools collectively identified as Crystal are intended to make it easy for users to identify and investigate criminal activity on the world's largest blockchain. It was developed over a 2-year period. That is key because, again, people, we keep saying this all the time. When you're talking about investing and speculating, whatever you say, look at least, that 18 to 24 months out, because that's how long it takes to implement the tech. Or actually create, implement it, test it, all that. And at the end of the day, still in this beta form after 2 years. But perfect example. But it was developed after a 2-year period with feedback from former senior level government officials. And the platform was ultimately created to help Bitcoin once and for all move past its association with black market transactions. They say the core of the toolkit is a detailed risk scoring solution that helps law enforcement agents and investigators trace suspicious transactions to a final address or a point of withdrawal. By tracking the relationships between so-called bad actors, Crystal will generate a score of the likelihood a particular address is related to illegal activity. Wow. I'll tell you what all that meant to me. Since they cannot figure out how to stop crypto, they're trying to figure out how to label the Bitcoin and crypto addresses.
Just criminalize addresses.
Criminalize addresses. This is a green address you can use and accept money from. This is a red one or a white one that you can't.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And again,
they can just cut it off.
This is the psychology, because they will press this down in regulations on merchants, and they'll say, "Wait, you're accepting Bitcoin from a white address or red address we don't know anything about, and not from this green address we said it's okay."
All that means too to me is that privacy coins are going to be huge.
Here we go.
We've been saying that for a while now, that as soon as they catch
don't
on,
stop. It's no stopping. It's not stopping.
All that
right
means
now
is that privacy coins like Monero, Zcash, some of these other ones, when people start figuring out that you can send it anonymously using some of their ring signature technology, some of those other technologies, then you're going to see a boom in that market. So, I mean, going forward this year, I think privacy coins are, if not the best portfolio to have, one of the best, because of things like this. If they started identifying addresses, which they could just do anybody's, I mean, any address associated with anything. So if it happened to anybody, it can happen to you. So it's one of those things I hate to see that happen, man.
And again, the shame part of it is that, instead of doing their job as the government, saying, hey, how can we enhance our population? How can we make this technology work better for everyone, to save everyone money, to make things more efficient, effective, and faster? Instead, they're just still worried about how can we control this thing? How can we figure it's just this constant fight? They keep pushing it toward that way.
Yeah.
I think the story came out today about I believe it was Hong Kong that's pushing the initiative where was it everyone there? Oh, the government's starting a campaign on the TV, the trains, the newsletters, and everything to kind of educate people on crypto and ICOs in general. I think that's an amazing story. I don't know why I don't have a list here, but I think that's an amazing story where it's just like the government decided, hey, on all public services, we are going to be pushing the crypto and ICO talk, but we're just trying to inform people to say, hey, these are the risky investments, these are why they're risky and all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, their government is just informing people and educating them.
They're not insuring.
They're not sticking themselves in it.
Yeah.
They're just saying, hey, this is what we're looking at. This is what we know about it. This is what you should know. And again, they're posting that on the transit systems and the newspapers and magazines on all public service. So I think they're doing a great job at that. So kudos to Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, you gotta be aware, because most people, the only problem was hearing about it. If they would have heard about it before, they would have known. So yeah. Right. Good to see that.
And now we have the FUD.
Yeah, of course.
What's going on in South Korea, though? South Korea had a breaking story today. Actually, probably one of the biggest stories of the day. With the price or with the regulations and their exchanges. What's going on with that?
All right. Well, South Korea, the ban on users who don't have their banking information starts today, actually. So what it is they actually effectively said, if you have a crypto exchange and you have users who don't have their real name, real information, then you won't be able to trade, which is why you may see a dip in the price, because there are people who don't want to put their information. They're leaving the exchanges and trying to find another way. And I believe that is a big factor in the dip you see today. So that is the news out of South Korea. We'll see how it goes from here. However, they're trying to centralize it to an extent, but that's why we keep saying privacy coins, decentralized exchanges, atomic swaps. These are all things that we'll see start rising as we see what happens with Bitcoin. So that's the news out of South Korea.
Yeah, like great explanation. I mean, you wrapped it up right there. The price is dipping because South Korea finally put that exchange rule on. But same thing happened with China. I mean, they're exiting that market and they're about to look for new markets to go into, but they're coming back to the market. No one's staying out of the market at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, it's about accumulation, and this is the price to do it at. So, CryptoQ says CNBC ripped Bitcoin / cryptocurrency because of web mining. They used the word criminal at least twice. I can see uninformed people being scared off. All right, so we were going to talk. Yeah, we decided not to talk about the web mining stuff because we kind of covered it about 3 or 4 times, but. Since it's a common area, especially by CryptoQ, basically the story came out yesterday and then once today where some of the YouTube commercials and YouTube commercials and Google links basically allow for the malware software CoinHive that mines Monero to somehow take control of users' computers and take about 80% of their processing power to mine Monero. Now, in the case of YouTube and Google, from what I read, I believe they caught it and stopped it within 2 hours after somebody pointed out.
Yeah.
So it was only open for 2 hours. But the point is, yes, this is what we're living in, and it's not just going to be YouTube and Google and the internet. I mean, your car is going to be connected to the internet. Some people's cars are already connected to the internet. If someone can figure out at a busy intersection or somewhere at a coffee shop how to just start mining from passerby cars, they're going to figure that out. I mean, this is going to be a never-ending issue. So one of the things you can do is make sure you have the right browsers, the browser settings, and the websites and everything up, so you can pop those ad blockers and all that good stuff right there. But I mean, it's one of those things. CNBC, they're just opportunists right now. If it's
they're
good,
jumping on everything.
Yeah, they're jumping on whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
that's CNBC for you.
That is CNBC for you. Where's this stuff called? Satoshi's Own. That's a pretty decent one. We'll consider that. Yeah.
I don't know.
What South Korea is doing?
We gotta think about it.
You said Reg Mabry said what South Korea is doing is good. You can't have it both ways: legitimate commerce and lawlessness. What's the lawlessness part?
I was gonna say we have it right now.
We already have it.
We already have it. There are people who do illegal stuff right now. There are people who do legal stuff right now. The problem is the people doing illegal stuff are being that net is being cast on everybody. Meaning, in order to catch this small group, we need everybody to comply, and that's the problem Bitcoin is trying to solve. Is that I can be private, but if there's something illegal going on, that's on you to catch it. There's no reason I should have to, tell you how much I have, tell you how much I'm giving. So that's sort of the problem is solving, but I kind of disagree there because
I disagree too. Reg Mabry again said the future of crypto ecosystems, not peer-to-peer purchasing. Well, if it's not peer-to-peer purchasing stuff, I don't know how much involved I want to be in it. I mean, I think that's one of the features of it. Is the fact that you don't need someone to tell you, hey, it's okay for you to do this, to buy this. I mean, I don't need to be told it's okay for me to go to a farmer's market and buy some apples. You know what I mean? Especially if I can just do it offline of all these transactions, just get it done fairly simply and quickly. So I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's new money, so it has to go through its stages. It's in a speculative stage right now, and when it moves to a unit of currency as a regular thing, you'll see what we're talking about. But it takes time, because like I said, 4 years ago when I told people it's a good store of value, they said the same thing. How can you? So just wait. We'll like I said, time will tell.
And on top of it, here's another reason why what South Korea is doing is not good. The reason why all these hacks have been happening is because we keep centralizing all our information. And that is what they're about to do again. They're about to centralize a bunch of people's names, social security numbers, passport photos and numbers, how much money they have in their crypto accounts. They're about to centralize it again. The last time, at least in the United States, we were centralized, it was the Equifax Deloitte hack we keep talking about. Except this time when it's centralized, maybe people, in fact, it's not even a maybe. We've already seen it where hackers have been able to hack into projects' Twitter accounts or Slack channels and all that, or even clone the entire website and redirect everyone to re-put it in their crypto information, whether it's their login information or actual address or private keys, and they steal it.
Yeah.
So South Korea is saying, hey, how about you give us all this information, we'll hold it for you. But that won't attract the attention of any hacker.
It's a database.
Right. That won't attract the attention of any hacker. And if it does, we can stop them from actually hacking into it.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Yeah, hacking is a $1 billion market, and they didn't get there not being good, and they usually target centralized places. That's the point of decentralization. So,
all right, this is the last one. I think I know we're gonna get our thumbs down from today. Reg again said Bitcoin is centralized, the whales move the market and exploit it. Yes and no.
Yeah.
Are there concerted efforts? Yes, but this market is a global market. It's so big that more than just, I've seen more people than whales move. I've seen, if you get on Telegram for a week straight, trust me, you can find a chat group that makes their own, that becomes their own whale group by soliciting to other people. They check to see how much Bitcoin you have, at least the amount you're willing to trade with them. They have an entire system set up, and they become an entire whale group trading and moving the market. I've seen the market move from people of different groups. So it's not centralized to just whales, especially when there are people anywhere that could be 8 years old, hop on Telegram, say, hey, I got 3 Bitcoin, can I join your group? And they say, yes, this is the coin we're gonna flip today. So
yeah, and also airdrops, different stuff like that. Honestly, like I said, whales do move the market, but they move every market. You have market makers.
Yeah, that's true.
And honestly, they don't move the market opposite of the direction of where the trend is going. If there's chop, if there's any type of up and down, then you'll start seeing that manipulation maybe. But at the same time, with every market, you can still use your technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and also your own insight, psychology-wise, to make money. So if there are whales, which there are in every market, then yes, that is true. But still, it's still a market for people.
It's still a market. So
and it's still a way to send money, to people you don't know or people you from around the world.
And the last one is, speaking about whales and manipulation, hey, the new futures contracts about to start. It looks like everyone's saying, CME, CBOE, they're actually bullish on this next cycle. And we saw how they manipulated the first one. So if they are bullish, again, they're not going to let their people lose money. And that means we should expect a price bump in crypto this year, which everybody's been talking about. Last but certainly not least, Bitcoin could alter the world, says former U.S. Senator. Former New Hampshire governor and he's a governor too? Former New Hampshire governor and 3-term Senator Judd Gregg has said he believes Bitcoin could alter how the world views currency. He says since Bitcoin is not controlled by any nation, government, or central bank, it sounds so good that one's tempted to say throwing some pixie dust and it's off to never ever land.
What?
I know, right?
What are you talking about?
He was just basically saying that because of the way Bitcoin and cryptocurrency disrupts government, how much value it has. Yeah. And again, why would we listen to a governor and 3-term senator, right?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
No, that's again, this is an older gentleman as well, so I'm loving the fact that, just like on Wall Street, where at first everybody was against it, now they're kind of butting heads. You're going to start seeing that in government. You're going to start seeing old senators, governors, or current ones as well, congressmen, congresswomen, finally start speaking up like, all right, hey.
They can be tussling on the golf course, but.
Well, the problem is, I truly believe there's a good amount of people bought into it at the government level as well. Yeah. And it's eventually going to get to the point where, maybe a good percentage of their portfolios in it, and they don't want that price to drop either. Yeah. And then it's gonna be like, hey, let's tone down this rhetoric here, and
let's go ahead and get on this rhetoric train. Yeah. Well, that's how it goes.
Same to you, Reg. Thanks for the comments. We do appreciate them, Reg.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, people gonna butt heads. People that agree, at our level, that are regular people at the higher level that agree and disagree, they're gonna butt heads because this is the time people are figuring it out. Everybody's still figuring it out. Everybody's still, throwing out stuff. So, yeah, we'll see from there.
A1 Dub said, are we at all concerned about the movement or lack thereof of the crypto market?
Currently, no, because honestly, like I said, we had a huge bull run before, so you can only imagine that you have to have a correction, and this doesn't seem like something crazy. So
I mean, it just about doubled in the month of December. Yeah. So you got that was like the short term, quick little top. Like you said, had to correct. But I can say for Bitcoin Zay, I've never heard him worry about the price of Bitcoin at all. So this guy, he's long on it, people. He is super long on it. So I've never seen him worry about the price of crypto. But other than that, what's the free Bitcoin? For today, what's going to be the free Bitcoin? So nobody's giving us a good chat box name, not a show name.
Yeah.
Chat box name.
Chat box name.
What's going to be today's questions? So we'll give some out tomorrow.
Yep. So for the free crypto today, let us know, how do you think the South Korea ban lines up with our problems with North Korea? Because I did see an article where somebody was discussing it. I want to see other people's insight. Do you think that they were in South Korea? There's a rumor South Korea was influenced by our government to implement this this new ban that they have.
I want some help.
Right? Exactly, in order to help combat North Korea. What do you think will happen with that? Do you think it's that deep? Maybe we were overthinking it.
Oh, wow.
Do you think there's something else at play? But leave that comment, leave your public address, and we will send you that free Bitcoin to the winner. So yeah, just explain to us, how do you think that will affect the market as well too?
Other than that, we are diligently working to push out some more good stuff to you all. But until then, you can follow us at Kirby Crypto on our social media channels.
Oh, yeah.
And we hope to see you tomorrow around the same time of 10-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Take care.
Have a good one.